So today's lesson we're going to be talking about volume, specifically of pyramids and prisms. The first thing I want to discuss is what is volume. Well, volume is the space, or the three-dimensional space, inside of a boundary. Typically, a three-dimensional figure. And it's always seen in cubic units. So volume is the amount of space taken inside a boundary and or a three-dimensional figure. In our case, we're going to be using three-dimensional figures as our boundary, and there are specific formulas in order to go through them. We're going to do 5 examples of prisms, 5 examples of pyramids, and the rest is up to you to work on your assignment. So the first thing we're going to look at is our prisms. So prisms have a specific formula in order to find how much space this object takes or how much of an item you need to fill that space. So let's start with this one. So to find, here, let me read it. For a prism, the formula for volume is the area of the base multiplied by the height. So we're going to take the area of the base and multiply it by the height, and that'll give us the volume of our prism. So let's look at number 1 on our note sheet. We're going to start here. This is a triangular prism. We know that because it has a triangle base. For a triangular prism, the area of the base is going to equal 1/2 base times height, because that is the area of a triangle. Well, the base of our triangle is 8. And the height of our triangle is 6. So to find the area of the base, I'm just going to take 8 times 6 and divide it by 2. And it should be 24. Yeah. So the area of our base is 24. Now we need to use the rest. We have the area of the base, and we're going to multiply it by the height. We're going to take 24 and multiply the height of our object, which is 7. 24 times 7 is going to be our volume, which is going to equal 168 inches cubed. Again, inches cubed. It has to be in cubic units or to the 3rd power. All right, so for this one, again, we are going to find the volume. This time we have a rectangular base. For this one, we have a rectangular base. We know that because it has 4 right angles. So with the rectangular base, we're going to take the area of the base and multiply it by the height. In this case, it's going to be length times width times height. The length of our rectangle is 6. The width is 4. And the height of our figure is 3. So we're going to do 4 times 6 times 3. And that's going to be 72 kilometers squared. Or cubed. Kilometers cubed. Remember, cubic units. Cubic units every time. For this one, we have a pentagonal prism. So again, we need to find the area of the base and multiply it by the height. Well, first off, I know the height of my figure is 7. Now we just need to find the area of the base. I'm just going to label it A-O-B, uppercase B. So for the pentagon, to find the area of the pentagon, we know it is the apothem times the perimeter. I'm going to label that as a large A, divided by 2. The apothem is 4.1. The perimeter is the side length times the number of sides. So we have 6 times 5. And all of this divided by 2. We're going to multiply all these together and divide by 2. It's going to give me 61.5. That is the area of my base. I need to multiply it by my height in order to get the volume. Again, the area of the base times the height. I'm going to multiply this number 61.5 by 7, and it's going to give me, the volume is going to be 430.5 feet cubed. Again, for number 4, we have another prism, a rectangular prism. Our base is, so our bases are actually these sides right here. For the area of the base, it is length times width. The length of my figure is 8. The width of my figure is 3. 8 times 3 is going to be 24. For the volume, we're going to take the 24 and multiply by the height. Well, the height of this figure is 8. So we're going to do 24 times 8. And it gives me 192 yards cubed. Last one for prisms that we're going to look at. Again, it is another rectangular prism, so we're going to, or this time it's a square prism. We're going to have to use the same thing. We're going to do the area of the base multiplied by the height. The area of the base is, it's a square, so it's going to be length times width. And then we also have to multiply our height. So we know it's going to be length times width times height. We're going to do 5 times 5. And then our height is 6. 5 times 5 times 6. 25 times 6, which is going to be 150. It's going to equal 150 inches cubed. Make sure you keep it in inches cubed. Now we have pyramids. So this one's going to follow a different formula, but it's going to be as simple as the other one. We're going to follow the formula for pyramids. Now, it's going to look very similar to the prisms. The only difference is, for the volume formula for a pyramid, it is going to be 1/3 area of the base, like that one, times the height. So basically, you take the prism formula and divide it by 3, and that will be the area formula of your pyramid. So let's go back to number 6. For our pyramid, we need to take the area of the base. Excuse me. We need to take the area of the base. And when it says the height, it does not mean the slant height, it means the altitude of the whole figure. So looking at this one, to find the area of the base. Well, for this base, we have a square. So we're going to do length times width. My base's length is 7, and its width is 7. 7 times 7 is going to be 49. That is the area of my base. We're going to multiply that by the height, which we know the height is 8. It's from the apex to the center is going to be our height, which is 8. We're going to multiply these two together and divide by 3. So the volume is 1/3 the area of base times the height. So for this, we're going to do the volume is equal to 1/3 49 times 8. So I'm going to set this up. We're going to do 49 times 8 divided by 3. So it's going to give me 130.67. Inches cubed. Inches cubed. We're going to work down these two. That way I don't have to move the paper as much. And then we're going to go to the other side. So let's start with number 8. Again, it is a square pyramid. So we're going to follow the same rule. For the area of the base, we know it's length times width. The height is from the apex to the base, which is 9. And the volume formula is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So for this one, we're going to do length times width times height divided by 3. Our length of our base is 8. Our width is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. We're going to plug this into our formula. We have 1/3 64 times our height, which is 9. And we're going to plug that into our calculator and get 192 miles cubed. Again, number 10 is another square pyramid. We're going to find the area of the base, which is length times width. The length is 4, and the width is 4. The height of our entire figure from the apex to the base is 6. Our volume formula is the area of the base times the height divided by 3, or 1/3. You can do either one of those. We're going to plug in the area of the base, which is 4 times 4 is 16. So our volume is going to be 16 times 6 divided by 3. And it should give me 32 miles cubed. We have 2 more to go through, and that's all we're going to see for today. Let's start with this one. We, again, need to find the area of the base. This time our base is a triangle. Because it is a triangle, we're going to have to use 1/2 base times height, and only looking at the small base of our triangle. So for this one, we're going to find the area of the base. The height of our entire figure is 6 feet. And the volume formula is 1/3 area of the base times the height. Let's find our area of the base. The base of our triangle is 4. The height of our triangle is 3. 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is going to be 6. The area of our base is 6. Since the area of our base is 6, we're going to plug this into our volume formula. Remember, whenever you have a right triangle, the legs are the height and the base. Only when you have a right triangle. So for this one, we're going to do 1/3 area of the base, which we said was 6, times our height, which is 6. That's going to give us 12 feet cubed. That is our volume. And last but not least, the last one we're going to look at, again, it's going to be area of the base. For this one, the area of our base, it is a pentagon, so we're going to have to use the pentagon formula. For this one, it is going to be the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. Let's find our perimeter. Our perimeter is our side length, which we know is 7, times the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our perimeter is 7 times 5, or 35. The apothem is from the center of our base to the side, which in this case is 4.8. So we're going to plug that in. 4.8 times 35 divided by 2. If I type this into my calculator, that's going to give me 84. That is the area of my base. Now we need to plug it into the volume formula, which is 1/3 area of the base times the height. Well, the height of our figure is from the apex to the base, which is 11. So we're going to plug this in. Volume is equal to 1/3 84 times 11. So we're going to do 84 times 11 divided by 3. That should give me 308. 308 feet cubed. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Schoology. I hope you have a wonderful day.